Southeast Asian defense chiefs met Thursday with China, the United States and other partner nations in Laos for security talks, which come as Beijing's increasingly assertive stance in its claim to most of the South China Sea is leading to more confrontations. The closed-door talks put U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Chinese Defense Minister Dong Jun in the same room a day after Dong refused a request to meet with Austin one-on-one on the sidelines of the ASEAN defense ministers' meetings. The U.S. and China have been working to improve freight military-to-military communications, and Austin said he regretted Dong's decision, calling it a setback for the whole region. The ASEAN meetings come as member nations are looking warily toward the change in American administrations at a time of increasing maritime disputes with China. The U.S. has firmly pushed a free and open Indo-Pacific policy under outgoing President Joe Biden, and it is not yet clear how the incoming administration of President-elect Donald Trump will address the South China Sea situation. In addition to the United States and China, other nations attending the ASEAN meeting from outside Southeast Asia include Japan, South Korea, India, Russia, Australia and New Zealand. The meetings with the ASEAN dialogue partners were also expected to address tensions in the Korean Peninsula, the Russia-Ukraine war, and wars in the Middle East. Before heading to Laos, Austin concluded meetings in Australia with officials there and with Japan's defense minister. They pledged to support ASEAN and expressed their serious concern about destabilizing actions in the East and South China Seas, including dangerous conduct by the People's Republic of China against Philippines and other coastal state vessels. Along with the Philippines, ASEAN members Vietnam, Malaysia and Brunei have competing claims with China in the South China Sea, which Beijing claims almost entirely as its own territory.
Like my colleagues, I look forward to a productive meeting.
To deliver the opening remarks and to officially lead the meeting.
这是一次以东盟为中心，汇聚各方智慧，共同努力维护地区稳定和发展的一次重要的会议。我愿借此机会与各位同事们一道。 深入的探讨交流，共同携手推动着地区的合作与发展。
Australia places huge value on our partnership with ASEAN and supports the regional order with ASEAN as its centre. I congratulate Your Excellency on your leadership and your nation's leadership of ASEAN this year, and I commend its focus on climate change in the ministerial joint statement, an important issue that affects us all.
さまざまな情勢に直面しているこの地域の平和と安定のために、皆様と率直な意見交換、議論を交わせることを楽しみにいたしております。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
A South Korean lawmaker has stated on Wednesday that the South's National Intelligence Service has advised that North Korea has sent war supplies to Russia and possible personnel to operate the weapons. North Korea is sending not only troops to Russia but also additional war supplies. It has been confirmed that after sending artillery shells and missiles, North Korea has additionally exported long-range artilleries such as 170mm self-propelled artilleries and 240mm multiple rocket launchers to Russia, said Lee Song-kweon, speaking from Seoul. The South Korean assessment came after Russia warned Monday that U.S. President Joe Biden's decision to let Ukraine strike targets inside Russia with U.S.-supplied longer-range missiles adds fuel to the fire of the war. U.S. officials said Biden's decision almost entirely was triggered by North Korea's entry into the war. Lee also told reporters that the NIS assessed those weapons are the type of artillery that the Russian military doesn't operate, so that North Korea likely dispatched personnel who would teach the Russians how to use them and handle their maintenance work.
그리고 이렇게 파병뿐만 아니고 또 한편으로는 군수 물자들을 추가적으로 지원 수출하고 있는 동향이 파악이 되었습니다. 북한이 포탄 미사일에 이어서 170mm 자주포와 240mm 방사포 등 장사정 포까지 추가 수출한 사실이 확인이 되고 있습니다. 그리고 이들 무기들은 러시아가 기존에 사용하지 않는 그런 무기들이기 때문에 운용 교육이라든지 정비를 위해서 북한 병력도 함께 파견되었을 가능성이 높다라고 보고 있는 상황입니다.
Ukrainian troops have been learning how to disable landmines, munitions and other explosive devices during UK-based training this month, according to NATO officials. The UK government says over 50,000 Ukrainian recruits have now been trained on British soil. The Operation Interflex training has been delivered since the summer of 2022 and is now supported by 12 other countries, the government says. Working with all these other nations, it goes to show that this war is quite a big deal. And it does make it seem like a much more important job, since you've got Australians, you've got Swedes, you've got a bunch of other nations from NATO that are working with us, said one UK soldier taking part in the exercises. Ukraine on Tuesday was marking 1,000 days since Russia's full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022. The Halo Trust, a non-governmental organization that works to clear landmines left behind by conflicts, estimates that up to 2 million landmines may have been laid in Ukraine during this time.
Okay, you're going to keep your legs comfortable, okay, as you may be, but however, ensure that we're putting it safely.
Working with all these other nations it goes to show that this war is quite a big deal as to how it's going on. And it does make it seem like a much more important job, since you've got Australians, you've got Swedes, you've got a bunch of other nations from NATO that are working with us. It just goes to show it's a much bigger thing than a lot of people seem to realise now. It's bigger more than it was before.
Okay, if you want to take a break, okay, you can stand up, you can shake off. Okay, and then from there, you can reassess the situation and go back down. Times you go to ensure, okay, but you're aware of your surroundings at all times.
Kind of a walking stick. It looks like a walking stick.
I do feel kind of proud as to the fact that we are teaching these Ukrainians what the essential skills that they need to win this war, so they can go home and do just that.